Hello, kindergarten friends and families. Welcome. Today is Wednesday. We are going to be focusing today on our writing. So in today's lesson, we are going to be making a plan for writing a story that has a beginning, a middle, and an ending. So not only do we think of those 3 steps in our writing, but we also think about them in our reading, right? A beginning part to the story, a middle, and an ending. All right? So our lesson today is going to be about the planning. I'm going to show you how to do that, but the paper that we use today for our planning, you're going to use next week for the second part of this lesson. All right? So today I'm going to show you a graphic organizer. All right? So everybody should have one from either the packet that was delivered or the one that was offline. If you don't, no worries. You can just take a piece of paper and just draw 3 squares, okay? And then over on the side we have beginning, middle, and end. And so if you have the packet that was delivered and the words are in the black print, you can just take a green, yellow, or red marker and draw a line underneath it, okay? And if you're writing it in, you can just write it in pen, marker, what have you, and then just draw a line using those colored markers or crayons, all right? I do like the colors because it really draws your child's eye to each of those steps, okay? So in the beginning stage of our writing, we think about what happens first in our story. In the middle, the second step, we always tell more about our story. So we use that information from the beginning and then we add to it. So this would be where we would add those details into our writing. And then the last step, which is the ending, okay, for the red, it finishes up your story. So it's important to remember that when you're choosing to write about these 3 steps, that you stay on topic. So if I was to choose a topic about gardening or planting, all right, I'm not going to talk about the toys that I have in my room, at my house, okay? So you want to make sure that you're staying on topic, all right? Okay, so that's the graphic organizer. So now I'm going to share with you my topic that I chose for today's lesson. So it's a topic that I know well about. My grandparents used to own an acre and a half of land, and they would plant and garden every single year. So my grandmother used to plant flowers. So I thought, I think I'm going to choose about planting flowers, and seeing that we're headed into the springtime, I think it's a great topic to choose. But you, for your writing, can choose whatever you want, okay? All right. So my beginning part, I decided I wanted to plant a tulip seed. I put the seed in some soil in a pot. So I drew a picture of a pot and a seed, and there I am putting it in, okay? So you want to make sure that your picture is going to match your idea, all right? So I think that did. All right, so I'm going to put this one to the side, and then we'll put it into our graphic organizer and see if it makes sense, all right? The second step, the middle part of my story, I watered the seed every day. Nothing came up, and I was so worried that it wasn't going to grow. I even put it in the sun, hoping that that would help it grow. So let's check out my picture. Okay, here it is. All right, so I made sure to include, right, the flower pot. There's the watering can. There's the sun. And my ending to my story, after about a week, the seed finally sprouted. It finally grew. I was so excited and happy. So here's my picture for that ending part of my story. Okay. Now I'm going to put them into my graphic organizer and see if they make sense, okay? All right, so here for my beginning, take a look at my picture. Does that make sense? Does it match where the ending would be, or the middle, or the beginning? It looks more like the ending, right? So this is where you can see that the flower finally grew, right? And I was happy. So I'm going to take this one off. Okay, I'm just going to put it to the side because we figured out that that's where the end to my story was. All right, now I have these other two pictures here. We're going to start with this one. Does this one look like the middle? No, remember this was from the beginning of my story. This was where I decided to plant the tulip seed and put the seed in the soil in the pot, okay? And here, this is what I had for my ending. Does that look like the ending? No, this is where, remember, I had to water it every day. I put it in the sun, hoping that that would help it to grow. All right, so I'm going to take this off. All right, so now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to try to really match up where each of these steps are. Okay, so remember, here's my picture with me putting a seed into the pot, right? So that would be my beginning. All right, and I also tried today to use the sticky notes, right, that were the colors for each of the steps. All right, so that would kind of clue me in. But again, you don't have to use sticky notes. You can do it right on the sheet here, okay? It's totally up to you. If you have them, great. If you don't, no worries, all right? So here's my middle part of my story, was where I added the water and put it in the sun, hoping to help it grow. Okay, so put this right in the middle. All right, and then my ending part of my story, this was where I was happy because it started to sprout and grow. So there's the ending, okay? So I want to make sure that it makes sense, right? I'm going to double check it, beginning, my middle, and my end. So I should be all set and ready to do my writing during our next visit, okay, with Miss Miller. All right, so remember, hang on to this paper because you're going to need it for next week. But I hope this helped you to be able to write your own stories when you have free time, when you have free writing choices. So I enjoyed bringing this to you. I hope it helped, and I hope to see you next time. I miss you all, and happy learning. Bye.